right, so I'm going to be talking about jQuery UI, which is jQuery's official user interface library. It's a collection of widgets and animations and what they call interactions. They're themeable, which jQuery UI provides a lot of themes that you can choose which theme you're interested in, and it'll match, hopefully, the branding of your already existing sites. I know a lot of near infinity sites already use them, so a lot of you are probably familiar with it. It's been around since 2008 or something like that. But I just wanted to go over a couple of demos. jQuery UI has a lot of really good demos on their website, but that's boring, and who wants to do that? So I figured I would shove as many widgets as I could into my own app and make you guys look at it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is an interaction that jQuery UI calls draggable, relatively self-explanatory. Oh, by the way, this app is a virtual representation of a bookcase I have at home. So you got some books and some games and some pictures and, you know, important stuff. Craps table, evidently. Okay, the first one I'm going to talk about is draggable, relatively self-explanatory. I can rearrange the objects in my bookshelf. And you'll notice that it has what's right here is the code for it. So I just say on all these items, make them draggable. I turn on something called snap, which lets you actually, the item, oh, it's too far zoomed in, but you can see that it snaps to the shelf underneath of it, so I can slide it along and it pretty much stays there. I have the snap tolerance set, which is how difficult it is to snap it upwards. So you can turn that on and off, like how many pixels you have to go before it moves. And then I have it contained within the element called bookcase, so I can't actually drag these items outside of the bookcase. A widget that we can look at is the progress bar. It's really simple. You just call progress bar, and that's smaller. And then you set a value for it, and it'll just fill up whatever div you give it. So I gave it a progress bar called Dune, and it tells me how many pages I am into my book. Very simple widget. A much more complicated widget is the date picker. Here we have my social calendar. It's empty, by the way. So pretty self-explanatory date picker. It has some cool options, though. Obviously, you can choose the format of the date that gets put in there. You can choose whether these drop-downs get shown. There are a lot of events that you can hook into with all these widgets. So, on close, on open, all this stuff. I have this, pretty good-looking group of people here. Maybe I want to make this picture in my frame a little bigger. So now it's not snapping, but this is resizable. So I can actually set things like the aspect ratio, keep it, so it doesn't stretch out. We have tabs, which that's $0. Every every website can use tabs. Not really, but they're really nice widgets to have. And if you try to implement yourselves, you realize that them and these accordions can be a little tricky. What's really nice about the jQuery UI tab is that instead of just saying, hey, shove this HTML into this container, you can give it a URL instead and say, make this request and put the text in here, so just make it asynchronous, and it'll give you a nice little spinner if you tell it to. So another thing is it has good support for cookies. So if I refresh this page, financials will be selected. Accordion, very similar. There's also animations. So here's my craps table. You'll see that was the shake animation. And then we have a UI modal dialog with a button, just shaking. All right, so some of the themes you can use. There's a theme picker here. So I'm going to choose, say, this one. And it changes all the themes for it. And another cool animation that's available. So let me show you. Let's see. Sorry, let me go back to the dice. You can say on click this effect for how long, and then what's the callback? Okay, so anyway, I changed the theme, and now another cool animation is to actually switch colors. So animating colors is a little difficult. So I told it to grab some background color and to paint the walls that color. So if your UI needs a little love, then consider jQuery UI.